Hey everyone, Matthew here. Welcome back to the channel. Great to have you with me as always. I hope you're all having an amazing Friday. It is January 9th, 2026, and you're tuned into the Daily Nasdaq Futures Recap, where we break down the macro backdrop, track real-time order flow, and walk through every single trade executed by our algorithmic system. Let's jump straight into today's action. Market news and economic landscape. Today's session was packed with high-impact economic data and Fed commentary. At 8:30 a.m., we received the latest non-farm payrolls report, along with the unemployment rate. At 10 a.m., FOMC member Neel Kashkari spoke, alongside the release of Michigan 5-year inflation expectations. Michigan consumer sentiment. All eyes were on how these data points would shape expectations around growth, inflation, and future monetary policy. Overnight session. Overnight, the market pulled back modestly. Our robot detected the downside momentum early and entered a short position, taking advantage of the overnight weakness. As Asian markets opened, price action began to stabilize, with the index futures holding around the 25,680 level. Volatility cooled, and the market transitioned into a wait-and-see mode ahead of the morning data. Mid-morning data and volatility. At 8:30 a.m., the economic data hit the tape. Non-farm payrolls came in at 50Ks, slightly below the previous reading of 56Ks. Housing starts printed at 1.245 million, lower than the prior 1.307 million. The unemployment rate dropped to 4.4%, beating expectations of 4.5%. Michigan 5-year inflation expectations rose to 3.4%, up from the previous 3.2%. The market reacted positively to the data, with futures jumping higher on the release. Our robot responded quickly, entered a long position, and successfully closed the trade for a profit, as momentum followed through. Before the U.S. opening bell, realized profit reached $103. Cash session and intraday trades. When the U.S. stock market opened at 9:30 a.m., selling pressure emerged and the market rolled over. Our robot identified the shift in order flow and entered another short position, which was again closed for a profit. At 10 a.m., as FOMC member Kashkari spoke, the market edged higher. Risk assets caught a bid, and crude oil, silver, and gold all moved higher alongside equities. During this window, our robot executed a few quick scalping trades, capitalizing on short-term volatility. Realized gains stood at $214. Afternoon session and into the close. The afternoon session was relatively quiet, with trading volume thinning out. This was a typical Friday afternoon environment, as traders and investors wrapped things up ahead of the weekend. Price action remained contained, and no major opportunities emerged late in the session. By the close, realized profit for the day totaled $212. Summary and key takeaways. Today was a data-driven session marked by volatility and upward price movement. Despite the swings, our algorithmic system stayed disciplined, adapted to changing conditions, and successfully navigated the market, finishing the day with a gain of $212. On a weekly basis, this was another strong performance. We closed the week with 5 consecutive winning days, bringing total weekly profit to $1,736, a solid result for our system. Thank you for tuning in and being part of this daily journey. I'm Matthew, wishing you all an amazing weekend. I'll see you next week for the next NASDAQ Futures Recap.